वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय राधिकायै प्रियात्मने श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्त नारायणीति नामिने वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त श्रीराधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वृंदाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्णभक्तिप्रदे देवी सत्यवत्यै नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So today we will sing a very nice kirtan which has the moods of regret by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. This is Gaura Pahu Na Bhajiya Maino. Gaura Pahu ना भजिया मैनु गौरा पहु ना भजिया मैनु प्रेम रतन धन हेलाए हरैनु प्रेम रतन धन हेलाए हरैनु गौरा प्रभु न भजिया मैनु गौरा प्रभु न भजिया मैनु अधने जतन करे धन त्यागेनु अधने जतना करे धन त्यागेनु आपन कर्म दोषे आपने डूबेनो आपन करम दोषे आपने डूबेनु गोरा पहु ना भजिया मैनु गोरा पहु ना भजिया मैनु सत्संग छाड़े कैनो असते विलास सत्संग छाड़ी कैनो असते विलास ते कारण लागे लोजे कर्म बंध पास ते कारणे लागी लोजे कर्म बंध पास गोरा पहो ना भजिया मैनु गोरा पहो ना भजिया मैनु विषय विषम विष सतत खाइनु विषय विषम विष सतत खाइनु गौरा कीर्तन रसे मगन नाहैनो गौरा कीर्तन रसे मगन नाहैनो गौरा पहु ना भजिया मैनु गौरा पहु ना भजिया मैनु केनो वा आछय प्राण के सुख पाइया केनो वा आछय प्राण के सुख पाइया नरोत्तम दास केनो ना गेलो मरिया नरोत्तम दास केनो ना गेलो मरिया गोरा पहु ना भजिया मैनु गोरा पहु ना भजिया मैनु हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hare, Sachinandana Jaya Gaura Hare. Gora 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 Hare Gora 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 Hare Jaya Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे So, in the last class, we had already started the class previous to the last class, last to last week, chapter 1 of our Jaiva Dharma. And in the last class, we were discussing about the beautiful Vaishnava qualities of Sri Premdas Babaji Maharaj. What are his conduct? And the special thing we heard about his daily routine. How every day, since morning, he starts chanting, doing his japa, 2 lakh holy names. That is 128 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And then we heard that how when he gets some time after all his daily routine, does not sit quietly. He does not start gossiping with other devotees. No. What he starts doing? He takes his Prem Vivarta, a beautiful granth written by Srila Jagdananda Pandit, one of the associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Taking that scripture, he starts reading the beautiful Rasa Tattvas. That scripture is full of the mellows of Vrindavan, full of mellows of the conjugal love of Shri Radha Krishna. So there are so many tattvas, siddhant present in that book. And when he is reading, one thing is that the book is very nice. But above that, when someone get a speaker like Shri Premdas Babaji Maharaj who is reading this, so what happens? Naturally, those who are inclined to Krishna consciousness, those who are inclined to relish this nectar present in this path of bhakti, they naturally and spontaneously get attracted. And what they do? All the local devotees there, they used to come and sit next to Babaji Maharaj, who is reciting, who is reading this Prem Vivarta. So one day what happened, after doing his all the daily routine, he sat to read this Prem Vivarta. And while sitting and reading, what happened? That time he was not with many devotees. He was alone and relishing the beautiful Siddhant present in Prem Vivarta. While relishing, he entered into a strong absorption. A strong absorption he entered in, and then with eyes closed, he was meditating on the beautiful tattvas. He was meditating on this nectar that is present in that grantha and relishing it, drinking it constantly. The way a person who gets intoxicated, he gets out of his external senses. He just don't know what's happening outside. So this is one extreme and this is another extreme. In this material world, people are searching for happiness in different things, and then they get intoxicated, drink alcohol, this and that, and they think they're very blissful after drinking that. But it's not real bliss, it's actually ignorance. How a beautiful short example Guru Maharaj Ji gives, that a drunkard, he drank loads of alcohol, and after that, what he thinks, oh, there is no problem in my life. Why? Because the mind is numb. It's numb. There is no external senses. And he just falls on a very stinky drainage, on a gutter. In a gutter, he falls. And then he's all around with the drainage water, very dirty, very smelly, but he is not feeling at all. What he is thinking, oh, it was so hot. It was so hot, and I was full of sweat. Now I entered into a nice pond of cool water. He is not able to really understand that he is in a pond of stool, all the drainage system. And then a dog comes and he passes urine on his face. Dog comes and passes urine on his face, and that urine enters in his mouth, and he feels again very much nectarian, that, oh wow, this is so nice. I was very thirsty also, and I just got my thirst gone. So this is the very abominable, very low stage that a person achieves after getting intoxicated, no external senses, and getting into these things. On the other side, there is a great level of nectar, nectarian intoxication kind of thing in Krishna consciousness, which makes a devotee completely aloof from this world. He also he completely forgets all the miseries and completely stays absorbed in a different world. And this is what is the most acceptable thing. This is the most respectable kind of state. It's not that with that drunkard. The drunkard is completely out of senses because of having a wrong thing, intoxication of this world, alcohol and all these things. Those things takes us away from the opportunity to even relish that taste present in Krishna consciousness. So we should be very careful of those things. And then here, Sri Premdas Babaji Maharaj, while reading, he entered into such a trance that he is completely aloof from what is happening outside, and he is relishing those nectars present with his closed eyes. Then, in few moments, a sannyasi came in his kunja, in his hut. So that it was a little bower. It was a naturally made bower. Bower, I can say, it's a like a naturally made hut from leaves, stems, and all those things. It's very beautiful in Godrum Dweep. And then this sannyasi comes, he sits, he sees Premdas Babaji Maharaj. He is in some absorbed state. Now, as soon as he saw Premdas Babaji Maharaj, he paid full prostrate obeisances to Shri Premdas Babaji Maharaj. And that sannyasi, what happens generally, we pay obeisances and in just 1 second we stand up. We have no moods many times. The obeisances, it's just like a ritual for us. Even many times what happens when we go in front of Thakurji, what we do? We just pay obeisances at once for a second and just stand up. No moods, nothing inside. Mechanical completely. But here, this sannyasi Thakur, when he is paying obeisances, prostrate obeisances to Shri Premdas Babaji Maharaj, so he is just lying there for a while. He is lying there paying obeisances for a couple of minutes, for a while, and constantly praying within his heart that I am here to surrender to you, O Vaishnava Thakur. I am here for a purpose. You are wealthy in something very extraordinary. I don't have that wealth. By your own great character, by your own greatness, you can share some of that with me. You can bless me with that wealth also. So there are so many prayers he is doing and constantly lying for a couple of minutes. for quite a while. And then in few minutes, Shri Premdas Babaji Maharaj, he opened his eyes. He came back to his external consciousness. And when he saw that some personality is paying obeisances to him, he observed that this personality is not an ordinary one. He is a sannyasi, a renounced person. And there are rules and regulations that a sannyasi, as soon as one sees a sannyasi, one should pay obeisances to that person, to that sannyasi. So Premdas Babaji Maharaj, with so much humility, he at once falls on the ground. Falling on the ground, he also pays prostrate obeisances and starts calling out, O Lord Chaitanya, O Nityanand, please be merciful on this wretched soul. Please merciful on me. Why he is saying like this? Such a humility. When he is saying that the sannyasi, he is in the renounced order. He is his Vesh is senior to mine. He is very respectable personality, and he is paying obeisances to me while I was completely immersed in something else. I did not notice him. I don't know since when he had been paying obeisances to me. How long he has been like this, paying obeisances to me. And I was not even aware of this. So, with so much fear, with so much etiquette, with so much humility, he at once stood up and paid obeisances. And calling out to Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu that please don't be angry on me. I didn't know that this sannyasi Thakur had come and he is paying obeisances to me. Please be merciful on this wretched soul, oh my Lord. What beautiful moods. And like this sannyasi Thakur, when he saw that Premdas Babaji Maharaj, he himself stood up and paying obeisances to me, then this sannyasi Thakur is saying that please don't do like this. Please don't do this to me. I am a very low level person. You are a very high class Vaishnava. Please don't do this to me. Don't say like this. The words that you are saying, they are mocking me. Please don't. And then with this, what happened? Sannyasi Thakur, this sannyasi, this renounced person, what he did? He took the dust from the lotus feet of Sri Premdas Babaji Maharaj and applied on his forehead, applied on his head. What's the essence of this? Why he has taken? Our Guru Vargas say this. There are three things on the path of bhakti which are very potential, which are very strong, full of strength. What are these three things? Bhakt pad dhuli और भक्त पद जल भक्त भुक्त अवशेष ए तीन महाबल महाबल means great strength. A person who wants a catalyst in his spiritual life, a person who wants a booster in the spiritual life, then these three things are very helpful, which makes the person's Krishna consciousness life, this life of bhakti, very strong and very fast progressing. What are these things? First is Bhakt Pad Dhuli, means the dust of the lotus feet of devotees. Now, this dust does not just is limited to the physical dust that is there. No. Understanding the meaning of this Bhakta Pada Dhuli. Bhakta Pada Dhuli means following their footsteps also. It's not just that uh, Srila Prabhupada has told that you should take the sandals of your Guru Maharaj and put it on your head and beat yourself with that. Now a person he started doing that literally every day, morning, evening. So some other devotee he explained him. This is not the thing. This is not the very external meaning that you are relating it with. It's not just limited with that you have to take the shoes of your Guru Maharaj and start beating on your head and taking the foot dust and apply on your head. Physically, it's a task. It's like a service. Physically, it's a beautiful conduct. But if we don't understand and enter into the moods of this particular statement of attaining the lotus feet, applying the lotus feet dust on my forehead, on my head. What is the essence of it? It's not just a physical thing. The essence is that I am ready here. I am present here with a strong conviction that I will follow the words, the life, the teachings, the instructions of this particular devotee, this particular Vaishnava. And then naturally, this part becomes natural then. That yes, whatever is his, that is my worshipable. His lotus feet are my worshipable. The dust that is touching his lotus feet are my worshipable. I want to attain that dust. So this is the point. Bhakta pada dhuli, attaining the foot dust of a devotee. And then our bhakta pada jal means the water that has washed the lotus feet of the devotee. That is charanamrit. You see, na charan amrit. The water that has washed the lotus feet of a devotee becomes a nectar actually. That nectar which makes us very strong in our spiritual life. What is Ganga? Ganga is a charanamrit. Of whom? Of Lord Vamandev, of Lord Vishnu. We all know the pastimes. Next Ekadashi, next Dwadashi is Vaman Dwadashi only. How the Lord, he stepped and then he just broke the shell, the outer shell of the universe, and from there the causal ocean, the causal water entered, and because it is entering, touching the lotus feet of Vaman Dev, so it became no longer just a normal causal water, causal ocean's water. No, it became Ganga. It became Charanamrit. And that's why how worshipable Ganga is today. Because it has got the touch of Lord Hari. So Bhakt Pad Dhuli are Bhakt Pad Jal. And similarly, the devotees of Krishna, they develop the qualities as equal to Krishna. They become so near and dear to Krishna that the Guru becomes so near and dear to Krishna that he is non-different from Krishna. Sakshad Haritvena. He is Krishna himself. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying. So his lotus feet, the water that is washing his lotus feet is also Charanamrit, which is so much in strength for our spiritual life. Bhakta Pada Dhuliyar, Bhakta Pada Jal, Bhakta Bhukta Avashesha. Bhakta Bhut Avashesh. What does it mean? That whatever is left, that is the prasadam of a devotee. We all take remnants of devotees, right? Of very senior devotees of Guru Maharaj, of different Vaishnavas. We take their remnants so that their qualities can come inside us. Now, when we are talking about Bhakt, Bhukta Avashesh, externally, again, physically, it means remnants. But then there is another side of it, that is the subtler side, that is the main side that which we have to target. And that is getting their prasad. Prasad is not just the physical prasad that we eat. Harikatha also is a prasad that we eat from our ears. We are taking meals not just from our mouth, we are taking meals from our eyes also. And that's developing our consciousness. If my eyes are seeing something wrong, then what happens? My consciousness gets polluted. If I eat something wrong, like onion, garlic, non-veg, fish, meat, and all those things, then my consciousness becomes polluted. If I hear something wrong, if I hear all the abusive things, all the criticisms of different Vaishnavas or of devotees of the Lord, criticism among the Sangha, in the Hare Krishna people, in the devotees among Gaudiya Mats, what will happen? My consciousness will get polluted. The faith that I have, which is my wealth, that wealth will be destroyed. That faith will be destroyed. What I'll think are these devotees also are like same. People outside in the corporate world, they are so much back bitching this and that, they are criticizing so much, and here also it's same thing. Then what happens? Our soft faith breaks. So it's very important to purify our meals, not just from our mouth, but from our eyes and ears also, because these are the knowledge extracting senses. It's very important. And that's why it has been said, always just have prasadam. And when we say just have prasadam, it's not just limited to the prasadam from the mouth. I am eating Krishna's bhog prasadam. The bhog that is offered to Krishna, it becomes prasad. I am eating that. But still, what's happening? My lust, anger, greed, pride, all the different anarthas and these things are not going away. Why? Because this is just one medium through which I am accepting prasadam, and that too with not a prasadam mentality, not honoring it, not serving prasadam, but eating that prasadam also with the tendency of enjoyment. But still, there are different more channels through which I can accept prasad of devotees, of Vaishnavas. What are those channels? My eyes, having darshan of those devotees, of the Lord, and then ears, hearing from their lotus mouth what Krishna is saying, what Bhagavatam is saying, what Chaitanya Charitamrita is saying, what our Guru Parampara is saying. So when we hear all these things, these are like prasad, which enters it through our ears. So it's very important that how these three things, Bhakta Pada Dhuli, the dust of the lotus feet, Bhakta Pada Jal, the water washing the lotus feet of the devotee, and Bhakta Bhukta Avashesha, the remnants, the prasad from the devotees, their leftover, their Hari Katha. These things are the these three things are the most strengthful catalyst in our bhakti. So we should always hanker for these things. And that we can see how this sannyasi who came to meet Shri Premdas Babaji Maharaj, how much hankering he has for this. As soon as they both paid obeisances to each other, now before sitting, he is taking the dust from the lotus feet of Premdas Babaji Maharaj and applying on on his head, knowing glories of the dust of the lotus feet of such a Vaishnava like Premdas Babaji Maharaj, how it will boost his spiritual life, how much purity it will bring in his life. And then Sri Premdas Babaji Maharaj, with so much humility, he is offering a banana leaf as a as an asan for him to sit on. So he applied that banana leaf for this sannyasi to sit. And then Premdas Babaji Maharaj also sat in front. And with a shivering voice, out of great love, with a shivering voice, Sri Premdas Babaji Maharaj, he is asking this sannyasi that what can this lowly person like me favor for you? How can I serve you, O sannyasi? How can I serve you? And then the sannyasi Thakur, the sannyasi, he started explaining about himself. He started introducing himself that who I was and why I have come here. What is there about me? What he wants from Shri Das Babaji Maharaj. So he starts saying that with folded hands, he said that Prabhu, oh my master, actually I was a great scholar. I had studied so many different schools of philosophy. Now, this is one important thing to know that how we have come to Krishna consciousness very, like, if we externally say, then we didn't actually go through all different phases of spirituality or different schools of philosophy. We just know about Krishna consciousness. But in scriptures, there are six schools of philosophy, which are Nyaya, Sankhya, Yoga, that is Patanjal, and Vaisheshika, Purva Mimamsa, Uttar Mimamsa. Now, each of these school of philosophy, it's very, very vast, very vast. What it is, the Nyaya, the first one that is the Nyaya, it covers. It says that nothing is acceptable when it's not reasonable and experiential. So this is the baseline of this Nyaya Shastras. They say that nothing in this world is acceptable unless it is fully covered with the proper reasoning and experience. So now this in itself is very vast. There are so many different knowledge, there are so many different instructions, teachings in this Nyaya Shastras. And then the second school of philosophy is Sankhya. Sankhya is the one in which the sadhakas, the practitioner, they endeavor to attain moksha, to get liberation after attaining the proper knowledge of Moola Prakriti, means this material world and the Paramatma that is present here inside us. Understanding the difference between material world and the Paramatma, that is Sankhya philosophy. And through that, extracting myself from this material world and getting liberated. This is Sankhya philosophy. Then there is Patanjal Yoga. There are so many yogic practices which has been mentioned in this. Then Vaisheshika. What is Vaisheshika? Vaisheshika means it says that everything in this universe, it is made of atoms, made of five elements. It says that nothing in this world, the creation of this world has not come out of nothing. Understand this. Like presently, what the science says that there was nothing like this, all these planets and the solar systems and the Milky Way galaxies, this and that, there was nothing. The whole universe was just nothing. There was a big vispot, a big blast that happened naturally, and then because of that blast, all these solar system, Milky Way galaxies, and everything created. That's their philosophy in the science. This is a Big Bang theory and all those things. But Vaisheshika philosophy, it says that everything that we see has come out of something, and that is the five elements. We can never say that this universe manifested out of nothing. No. So this in itself is a whole big school, very deep, very big school. Then comes the fifth one, that is Purva Mimamsa. What is Purva Mimamsa? It is the early part of all the Vedas. We know the Vedas, the four Vedas. Now, the early part, the early knowledge, the early part of all these Vedas is Purva Mimamsa, which mostly considers Karma Kanda. Karma Kand means a in-depth knowledge of fruitive karmas, fruitive actions and the reactions, fruitive activities. In-depth knowledge that if I'll do this, then I'll attain this. If I have this kind of obstacle in my life, then doing this particular kind of act, then my this obstacle, my this reaction will be nullified. So very strong, deep knowledge about these things. Then comes the last one, that is Mimamsa, that school of philosophy which we are following. What is that? It is the final part of the Vedas. Final part of the Vedas. What final part? What are the final part of the Vedas? That is Vedanta. Srila Ved Vyasji, Krishna Dvaipan Vyasji, he wrote Vedanta in the very final stages of his writing. First, he wrote all the Vedas and everything. Then Vedanta he wrote at the last. What is the meaning? Vedanta. Vedanta means Ved plus Anta, means the final propositions of Vedas. And it includes all the Upanishads and everything. So the Gita also is an Upanishad, Gita Upanishad. So Uttar Mimamsa is the final part of the philosophy, the school of the final part of the Vedas. So these are the six school of philosophy. I hope it is clear. I'm not explaining deeply about every school of philosophy, but the point here is to understand that which is our ones. We are Uttar Mimamsa, means the final understanding, Upanishads and the Vedas, the Vedanta. Now, in that Uttar Mimamsa also, there are so many sub branches, and we are in one of the rarest branches. But that's not the discussion right now. The point here that I wanted to mention is this sannyasi. This sannyasi is not an ordinary renunciate person. He's a very highly intellectual, very highly qualified in terms of knowledge, in terms of his sadhana. What he did, every person, it's difficult for any person to even get the knowledge properly of even one school of philosophy. Among all these six school of philosophy, it's difficult even in multiple lifetimes to attain the knowledge of one school of philosophy. Just look at our life only. We, after certain age, we take the streams in our university. If there are like seven streams, then we have to take one of those streams, like mathematics, medical, then the commerce on the management courses and all. So there are so many branches and I can handle only one. Now this personality, we can't handle actually all the six, seven branches. I cannot do my medical also. I cannot become an accountant also at the same time. I cannot become a pilot also at the same time. Cannot become like a doctor or a great manager at the same time. No. I choose a field and go in that school. But here, this personality, this sannyasi, such an extraordinary personality, he entered into all six school and finished all the school of philosophy, all these six schools. Finished in the sense, he got the most of the knowledge from it, extracted most of the knowledge from all the six schools. And applying all the logics and everything from all these different mixtures of schools and then creating a big mess inside his head. And after applying all this knowledge and everything, he found that he has wasted so much time. Why? Because there is no conclusion. He is not attaining any conclusion even after knowing all the six school of philosophy that what is the path for me, what I should follow. So if we just observe our life, did we go through all these things? No. We didn't go to search the path of spirituality. What is the right path for me? Guru Vargas came and they naturally, by their merciful nature, they gave us the most rarest path very easily. We didn't go much, we didn't do much. But here, this sannyasi, so much struggle, learning about every school of philosophy, and then still ending up with a confusion that what is right for me. And then ultimately, he said to Premdas Babaji Maharaj, he is explaining about himself that how I entered into all these schools of philosophy. I studied so much. I applied so much logic, so much argument, trying to understand what's the best essence. And then ultimately, I also took sannyas from this particular personality whose name is Sri Sachidanand Saraswati. Shri Sachidanand Saraswati. This is the personality from whom I accepted sannyas, and it's been 12 years. It's been 12 years I have accepted sannyas. And not just this. What else? I have crossed, I have actually violated, not crossed, I have violated the stages of sannyas also and reached the topmost stage that is Paramhansa. Now, what is this? What are the stages of sannyas? What is Paramhansa? We just know this one term sannyas, correct? Sannyas means renounced order of life in which the person rejects his family life, rejects everything, and living the life solely for the purpose of devotion, solely for the purpose of the satisfaction of Lord. That's the understanding that we have for sannyas. But now, as there are stages among the devotees also, Kanishth, Madhyam, Uttam, in the same way there is stages inside this sannyas also. What are the stages? There are four stages of sannyas. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Ji, Swami Prabhupada Ji, he explained this in his lecture that there are four stages of sannyas. What are they? Let's see that. So these are the four stages of sannyas. First is Kutichak. Second is Bahudak. Third is Hansa, that is Parivrajikacharya also. And the fourth one is Paramhansa. Now, what is the understanding of this? Everyone noted this. Four stages of sannyas. But what is the meaning of this? How to understand this? That a personality who has taken sannyas, he is from which category? What stage? So, first comes Kutichak. Kutichak is that personality who has rejected his family life, who is not living with his family. He has given up all the connections with the family. He is not even living in his own village. What to speak of living in the house? He is not living in the own village, but he is living very nearby to the village, outside village. And he is making his own ashram or hut or something. And he is staying there. He is living there, performing his bhajan. But he is depending on his family for some basic necessary things like food, prasadam. At this point, he is not completely independent, completely left his family. Externally, yes, he has left. Internally, also, he has left that he is not talking with them. He is not having any kind of dealings with them. He is not regularly visiting them. No. What to speak of regularly, he never visits them. But still, there is some connection through prasadam that he is, he needs food, obviously, and he has accepted sannyas, so he is not staying in the house, not even the village, staying outside village in a hut, but he is accepting some food from his family to sustain himself. So that's the first stage, that is Kutichak. Then when that sannyasi he progresses little more in his bhakti and all, then what happens? He enters into the next stage, that is Bahudak. What is Bahudak? In Bahudak, the devotee he stops accepting anything from his family. There was no connection previously also, but there was one little thing that he is accepting prasadam, some food for sustaining himself. But now he has stopped that also. He is not even accepting any food, nothing for his sustenance from the family members. Instead, what he is doing? He is going out at different houses to different people and begging some basic, very little prasadam, alms. So that is Bahudak. And it is called as this begging at different places, it's called Madhukari. Because previously he was not at the first stage of sannyas, he is not very much habitual of begging. He just accepted sannyas. From Vanprasth he entered into sannyas. He rejected all the connections, but he is not very used to go door to door and start begging. But slowly, after progressing, he stopped that little connection regarding prasadam with his family, with his previous family, and now he is openly going and begging alms, begging some prasad little from different people door to door. And that process is called madhukari. In Vrindavan, in Vraj, still so many sadhus, they survive on madhukari. Our Guru Vargas, some of them has practiced this. What is the meaning of madhukari? It's a very beautiful meaning. Why it has got this kind of begging is called madhukari. Why? Madhu means bumblebee. Madhukari is the process, is the style of bumblebee, that how it is getting its food. How bumblebee gets its food. It's like a profession of the bumblebee. Very beautifully it's written by Guru Vargas that Madhukari is the profession of the bumblebee. What's the profession of the bumblebee? A bumblebee goes to different flowers and extract the nectar from it. It does not stay on one flower and just filling the belly completely from one flower only. No. It goes to different flowers and take very little nectar from all the flowers. In the same way, this Bahudak sannyasi, he also do like this. He does not create so much stress on one particular family or one particular person that give everything to me so that I just get my stomach filled and then that's it. No. He accepts very little, whatever they are offering. He's accepting very little from multiple houses. And then together, whatever he attains, he accepted. So that is Madhukari. That's the profession of the bumblebee. So this is the second stage, that is Bahudak, in which no longer connection with the family and surviving on Madhukari. Then the third stage is Hans, also called as Parivrajaka. In this, the sannyasi, he starts traveling all over the world, different cities, different states, different countries, different continents, traveling everywhere and preaching the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, preaching the message of Guru Vargas, preaching the glories of Lord Vasudev, Lord Krishna, putting aside his own interests. He is doing the greatest welfare act for the benefit of the jivas. That is Parivrajak Parivrajak Acharya, the traveling preacher, who is following pure conduct and uplifting everyone in this path of Krishna consciousness, spreading glories of Lord Krishna. Then the fourth and the final stage, the highest stage, that is Paramhansa. What is that? Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj is explaining that at the stage of Paramhansa, what happens? The sannyasi, he concludes his preaching. He has started the preaching mission, and when it takes a proper shape, when a good amount of it is done, then this sannyasi, to enter into the stage of Paramhansa, he settles at one place. He stays at one place and controlling all his senses. He fully 100% gets engaged in all the different kinds of devotion to Lord Krishna, performing a very strong, intense bhajan. And that is the stage of Paramhansa. So this point that we just mentioned about the four stages, it's very important to know, to understand, because then so many of our things will get clear. How? Many times we get confused that, oh, our Guru Varga, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Ji, he was first, he entered into household family. He was a Grahastha. Then he entered into Vanprastha. And then he entered into Sannyas. He took sannyas from our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. So, considering these definitions of sannyas, what level of sannyasi is? People start thinking like this, that, oh, because he was preaching till the end, so he must be Parivrajak Acharya. He played the role of Parivrajak but that does not mean that he is not a Paramhansa. Many times, in fact, most of the times, especially in our Gaudiya line, in our Guru Varga's line, we see most of our Acharyas, they did so much preaching till the last breath of their life, last breath of their life. So, are they not on the highest level of sannyas? Are they on the just the third stage, that is Hansa, that is Parivrajak? No, they all are at the stage of Paramhansa. Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he is a Paramhansa, he is a Mahabhagavat, he is beyond everything. But our Guru Vargas, they accept this position, they accept this lower position for the service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for the happiness of their Guru Maharaj, for the happiness of Mahaprabhu. They accept this lower position, teach the mission of, to preach the words of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In the stages of devotees also we see the three stages of devotees: Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttam. Kanishta, the new devotee completely. Then Madhyam, that's intermediate. Then Uttam, that is topmost. So all our Guru Vargas, they had been the topmost devotee. But the features of the topmost devotee, of the Uttam Bhakta, is something which stops him from really doing some particular services. Let's explain this. These Uttam Bhakta, like Paramahansa, they are completely absorbed in their bhajan in Krishna consciousness, bhajan to Radha Krishna. And in that state, they reach such a level that they start seeing everyone on the same platform. They start seeing Krishna inside everyone. And when they start seeing Krishna inside everything and everyone, they can't really see and notice the bad qualities that should be improved by this particular sadhak. Their disciple, if he is doing something wrong, they will not be able to correct it. Why? Because they are at a certain different level in which they are not noticing all these things. Instead, what they are saying, everywhere is Krishna. So, with this such stage, they cannot correct. They cannot uplift in that sense. Ki, oh, these are your mistakes in the service that you are doing. So they have to find faults, but they cannot find faults at the stage of Paramhansa, at the stage of Uttam Bhagavat, because they are completely absorbed in something else. They are not seeing fault in anyone. But a Madhyam Adhikari, he sees fault. He categorizes devotees based on their nature. He categorizes devotees based on their interest, so that their particular interest can be used for a particular service. If that categorization will not be done, then that particular devotee who is very new to Krishna consciousness, he will not be able to grow properly. So to make him grow, they act like that. Now our Guru Vargas, it's not that when they are acting like this, so they are Madhyam Adhikari, they are intermediate devotees. No. It's very important to understand these definitions and how it is applied to our Guru Vargas. Our Guru Vargas are of Paramhansa stage. The Acharyas, Srila Gaur Kishordas Babaji Maharaj, when we pay his obeisances, what we say? Paramahans Babaji Srila Gaur Kishordas Goswami Maharaj ki jai ho. Paramahansa. And then Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Swami Maharaj Ji, our Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ji, Srila Gurudev Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ji. All these are, they might have externally showed that symptoms that are present in the intermediate devotee, but they did this only for the service of Mahaprabhu, for the preaching mission. If they don't see, if they don't do this, then how the mission will grow? How the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will grow, will come into reality. These stages, it's very important to understand. What was the first? Kutichak. Second, Bahudak. Third is Hansa, that is Parivrajaka. So all our personalities who are in Paramhansa stage, they step down for us. Being merciful on us, they step down at the stage of Hans and Parivrajaka, and they go out and preach. They go out, they come to us, and they tell us where you are right, where you are wrong. These are your faults, these are your uh, strong points. Should do this, should not do this. So it's very strong and very subtle differences. But yes, it's very necessary for us also to understand. Otherwise, what will happen? Just reading the definition, we will think that, oh, our Guru Vargas were not Paramhansa. Were our Guru Vargas not in the topmost stage of sannyas also? This is not right. This will become a very big offense, anartha. Very be careful. We have to be careful. Now, this particular sannyasi, he himself is saying, he himself is repenting that what he did in the past, how he wasted his life. He is saying that, oh, Shri Premdas Babaji Maharaj, oh Prabhu, I have been into all these different schools of philosophy. I enrolled in them. I spent so much of my time in those things. And then what happened? I just got completely entangled in different kind of logics and arguments, and I wasted so many years in that only. And then I accepted sannyas. Since 12 years, I am a sannyasi, and I have been traveling to different pilgrimages, and also associating with whom? With Mayavad philosophy, with people who are in the line of Shankaracharya, who are following Shaivism with the mood of impersonalism. All that Mayavad philosophy. We have previously understood this. What is Mayavad? Mayavad means not actually considering Krishna as a person. He is a personality, not considering that. Instead, what thinking? That the Lord is having no form, no qualities, nothing. So it's like abusing the Lord. It's very dangerous. And then they want liberation. They want to enter, merge into that personality, to into that supreme, and annihilate themselves. That is Mayavad. It's very much opposite to what we follow. That's from the line of Shankaracharya. So he is saying that I spent so much time there associating with the sadhus of Shankaracharya line. And then not just this, I externally violated the stages of sannyas, and I stayed as a Paramhansa by myself for many times, for some time. We heard the four stages. Sannyasi Maharaj, he is saying that I actually crossed the first three stages superficially, externally. I violated that. And I considered myself and called myself and posed myself as a Paramhansa. But Paramhansa in reality is a very high state naturally. Can't just um, externally surpass all other stages and reach the level of Paramhansa. No, that's a fault. That's an offense. So this sannyasi is accepting that this is what I did. I entered into Paramhansa state and I stayed like that for some time, for quite a while. And then I also meditated on different things. What? Like most abominable things and with the most abominable understanding. The terms like Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi means I am Brahma. The Lord is Brahma, I am Brahma. So I am also the Lord. It is just that I am being afflicted by Maya for some time, but as soon as I go out of this Maya by my sadhana, then I will be Brahma, I will be equivalent to the Lord. I will be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such is the mood in this Mayavad philosophy. Aham Brahmasmi. How dangerous it is. The Jiva who is eternal servant of the Lord, whose Jaiva Dharma, whose Dharma is to be the servant of the Lord, serve Krishna. What they start thinking in this Mayavad philosophy? That I will become Krishna, I will become Shiva, I will become the Lord because he is also Brahma, I am also Brahma, everything is Brahma. And when I'll get out of this Maya, I will merge into that Brahma and I'll become Aham Brahmasmi. I'll become one with the Lord. I will not be different with the Lord. I will also be the Lord, residing there with him. Such dangerous is the philosophy. So, with this, now he said that ultimately his words, final words of the Sannyasi Thakur to Premdas Babaji Maharaj, when he explained all these things, then with so much shivering voice, with a broken heart, with a very longing mood, he said that even after undergoing so much struggle in spirituality, even after getting enrolled and understanding deeply the philosophy of all the school of thoughts, all the school of philosophy, passing from all of them, then discussing so many different things, applying all the arguments, all the logic, taken sannyas since last 12 years, spending time with the different devotees of different sampradaya of Shankaracharyas and all those things, traveling to different pilgrimages, surpassing all the stages of sannyas, reaching Paramhansa state, staying like this, chanting Aham Brahmasmi, doing all the things that I could possibly do. But still, my heart is not satisfied. I am having so much longing to get something that can make me peaceful. I'm not at all peaceful even after all these things. I'm not at all restful. I'm same restless. In fact, the restlessness has increased after knowing all these things. So what's the point of this? What is this? Where can I find the happiness? Where can I find the bliss? I was searching for this bliss for so long. Even after spending years in this life of spirituality, still I was not having that, not even a drop of it. Posing as Paramhansa, still from my inside, I was hollow. My heart was hankering for something. I was not feeling fulfilled. And then one event happened in my life. One very interesting event happened in my life. Who said? Sannyasi said to Premdas Babaji Maharaj. He said that one very life changing event happened in my life. What is that? It's a very beautiful event. And that we will hear in the next class. So the time, because it's time now. So that will be the suspense. That's the interesting uh, open-ended thing. What actually happened in the life of this sannyasi that made his life a complete U-turn, complete extreme turn. How he was at such a high level of Paramhansa stage in different Shankaracharya's line and doing so much studies, so much being a great scholar, living in Kashi. Kashi is like the hub of all these things, hub of Vedic knowledge, Shastric knowledge, injunctions. And still, this was his state. And what actually happened in his life? That he got attracted to Gaudiya Vaishnavism. What's the speciality of Gaudiya Vaishnavism that made him so much greedy to know about this? And that he left everything, that high class position. In his society, he was one of the most respectable personality. How come he has given up everything and have come here to Premdas Babaji Maharaj? How all these turn of events happened in his life? That we will hear in the next class. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।